What it do? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Live on Saturday. Today's an impromptu edition because I believe this topic could not wait. And your boy got to travel Saturday. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you, man. If you are new to the channel, number one, you could be anywhere in the known universe, but you are here with your boy. I want to thank you. I want to show you I appreciate you. And I want to thank you for always tuning in to another edition of Live that we got tonight. What's so special about today's evening is tonight we need to go in and discuss men things, political things, and what is the state of what we see going on right now. If you are new again, share, like, comment, tell me where you're from in the chat. Let me go ahead and get started first. Book of the week. All my fellas, you know I like to give knowledge. King, warrior, magician, or lover. King, warrior, magician, or lover. Why am I bringing up this book, King Crowder? Why do you think this is even important or relevant? Number one, fellas, you cannot focus on one thing in life. The story of the thumbnail is about the story of Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. Before I take a deep dive and break apart that story, I want you to, number one, see the undertold story, and then number two, see what happens to a man who is not prepared. You know, a lot of times when guys face the harsh consequences of life or see something that affects them and hurts them, they are not ready for it in real time. So let's go ahead and watch this IG story by this awesome creator who put a collage together, and I want you to take attention and watch it. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Guys, at the community, as I'm reading this chat right now, I'm surprised at you guys. So wait a minute. Are you guys telling me that it is okay for people to go after underage children?
Meanwhile,
I'm a Christian first. You know, I actually believe in Jesus. Nigga, he was rude first. I just went to hell with it.
I'm a Christian first.
In the air and y'all had y'all fucking fringes on and y'all chicks was looking dusty as fuck, right? And so I'm looking at these women and the women's breath stink. The kids is dirty and nasty.
The kids is dirty and nasty.
Let me just do my thing, because I know a bitch when I see one. Listen.
All right, see, I'm about to get off the panel because I don't do all this.
Off the panel, then, bitch.
I don't do all this talking.
Nothing about you.
Come on, man. All right.
I don't care nothing about you, your mama, your daddy. I don't care about your daughter.
I don't care about your daughter.
You crossing it.
Remember when people use that word, don't bring kids into war. It doesn't matter what I feel, you feel, or what you think, ladies and gentlemen. When you go into a battle with anyone, never underestimate how far your enemy will go. That old homage of children and people are off the table, it's not true. Everything in war is on the table. Robert Greene has a book called The Art of War, The Strategies of War, The Tactics of War. Sun Tzu has a book called The Art of War and What You Do When You Compare. 50 Cent has a book called The 50th Law of Power. If you are not too ready to spread bloodshed, if you are not ready to go as far as you need to avoid violence, avoid conflict, and avoid problems at all costs, if you do anything to tell yourself that you are ready to interact in a battle, in a conflict, or any type of way, you have to be ready for the repercussions. It doesn't matter what you think. You have to know the person that you are going against is going to do everything to win the battle. The whole point of war, conflict, and battle is to win. So if I do what you did to me, or I must do what I do to trip you up, you have to be prepared for it. When men go through life, and I know that Anton's niche is money. Money is important, fellas. Gentlemen, lady, it's important. But so is self-defense. So is strategy. So is reading. So is being abreast. When you only focus your niche in one area, you are unprepared or not aware of what you are doing when you choose to go into battle with someone. What do you mean he's choosing to go into battle? Battle is a conflict. If I go into conflict with another man, I have to know my wife and children on the line. If I go into somewhere and I disrespect another person, I have to know my family is at risk. Whenever I enter another environment with someone and I choose to take that stance, take that mindset to enter the battle not prepared, I'm willing to risk anything. In the art of war, remember, people that play weak are usually strong. People that omit things will be shown in the art of battle. What Anton underestimated, y'all, was how far Corey Holcomb would come. Just like a lot of men that we've seen in the past. You can reference Drake and others. Remember, when you made your statement and you went into another man's realm and you disrespected them, you went around a couple days after discussing it. The other person did not respond. You assumed that silence was your winning the battle. What you did not think was they was doing their recognizant duty. Remember when Drake first dissed Kendrick, ladies and gentlemen? It was 20 days before Kendrick responded. Remember, he was being chastised. Remember, academics had a countdown. Remember, people was calling him weak, petty. No, what we was doing is recognizant work. Just like you studied that individual, they're doing a studying on you. So what Corey did in real time was he studied Anton. He studied his moves. He studied his weak points. He did his homework. He looked in, how can I get a reaction out of this guy? He found out in real time that family is a soft spot. That mentioning and going around and being the ultimate disrespect to get you to respond was the soft spot. And what you did, like most people who underestimate their enemies do, you have no response. You're shocked. You're fazed. That punch in the face actually hurt. You didn't know that your enemy or beef person that you had would go that far. You thought, man, this dude is weak. Man, I could punk him. He ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't as smart as I think he is. He's actually not an intellectual. I know this brother ain't as smart as he's saying on the internet. I know what he's saying with his chest really don't matter. What it do, hot there? What I do? What's up, Zoe? What it do, bro? But as we said, that we keep going. Remember, you got into a battle with this individual with the willingness and the understanding that I'm willing to put it all on the line. And when that individual responded back to you, you definitely had an interesting response. I want you to see it before I finish giving my commentary on why nothing will be passed and nothing will be let go. Pay attention.
I'm surprised at the community as I'm reading this chat right now. I'm surprised at you guys. I'm surprised at you guys. So wait a minute. Are you guys telling me, some of you, because I see the overwhelming majority of you are logical. Are you guys telling me that it is okay for people to go after underage children?
You just did. You just assaulted a man's wife, said F his kids, said they breath stink, said he wasn't competitive. Oh, so it's okay when you do it. It's a problem when they do it. But when you just went that far to humiliate someone on live just now that I showed you beforehand, it was fine. But when that token got reversed on the other end, again, that's not something that even that you want to say that I'm champion. But what I am saying, ladies and gentlemen, when you go into war, that notion that your morals is that other person's morals is foolish. That notion that there is a bar standard that we're going to reach and we're going to honor is foolish. In war, the only goal is to win. And you can't go in there with your emotions. You can't go in there with your thought process. You can't go in there saying there's a threshold that we got to respect. Nobody respects your threshold. When you enter a battle, be prepared for everything. And what you should have said, brother, is you underestimated Corey. You did. You have no response, but the shame. You have no get back because he pulled your card even more by saying, I'm going after a sensitive subject. I'm touching your heart. I'm provoking you to say, come back and do something. That's what I'm doing. I see the chess move clear as day. I don't think he really saw it. I really don't.
Are y'all validating this? Wow. I'm amazed at the culture.
No, you are amazed that you got outsmarted. You are amazed that your enemy, your battle, your compadre pulled a you on you. When you went low, which you had every right to do as a man, you chose what you chose, and that man responded. Why are you shocked by that? Don't you do interviews with Charleston White? Doesn't he go above and beyond the threshold? Doesn't he say stuff that is beyond even my comfort level? But you understand it. Why now are you shocked that you got reprimanded? Why are you shocked that it happened to you? Again, it's not irreplaceable, it's not irredeemable. It's just what happens in war.
I'm amazed at the culture. Are y'all telling me that it is okay to go after underage children in real life?
In war and battle, y'all, I'm going to say an uncomfortable comment. A lot of guys do. Look at the mob. Look at the mafia. Look at the triads. Look at the cartels. They all go after your family. It's not a rule that I set. It's a rule that I acknowledge is there. It's not a rule that I even agree with, but I acknowledge it's there. But you act like I don't see it, like I don't notice the line, like I don't notice things like this happen. Who you fooling, bro? You over here look crazy to me personally. You just saying, and this is not about Anton and consider it, y'all. This is about men in general. You have to know where your lines are. When you go to battle, when you fight some man, this is why you must be rounded. I am all for you chasing the bag. I'm all for you learning. I'm all for you understanding. But I want you to be a complete man. You should learn how to fire a firearm. You should learn how to fight. Start a fire. Defend yourself. Load a weapon. Build installation. I think you should learn how to do all that because that goes into your process of your manhood. It's not just a one-time discussion. It's about everything about you as a man.
Not speaking in general, not speaking, oh, okay, well, this is how I feel about the community and how it is that we raise our children. I'm talking about real life people. I'm heartbroken. I really am.
You can't be heartbroken by the results that you knew there could be possibility. As a man, y'all, there is always an infinite in chasing money, which is important. But please study war. Look at strategy. Look at happiness. Look at doubt. Look at depression. Read about all of these type of categories to learn the world outside of one area. What I really think that the brother Anton suffered from was he not prepared. People that go into battles that have never been in them really, and they meet someone eye to eye, equal compadre, he underestimated them. He underestimated what this brother was willing to do. And what he was willing to do was to go past you. He was willing to step on, be disrespectful, talk about family. Uncomfortable. Yes. Is it normal? In that world of beef and problems, it is.
I'm heartbroken. For all of our black women, that's out there that say that and had something to even say. I seen y'all do a breakdown of Ryan Davis and what he said and all of this stuff. I've seen so many think pieces on Ryan Davis and how black children and all of this stuff are spoken about. And you guys really, now all of a sudden it's different?
And actuality is different because it's happened to you. Learn to live without modern consequences. You are absolutely right, Jim. People don't think that stuff is real, man. People think when I disrespect you, when I say things, when I throw things at people, when I go into conversations, that none of these things have repercussions. None of these things have battle marks. None of these things have scars. Everything that I talk about in real time has no consequences to it. Yo, I can get on camera. I can say F you. I can say F your mans. Ain't no gonna be no squabble. I can say what I want to say to you, and you just gotta take it. No matter what I feel, no matter what I think, people have gotten so comfortable with saying stuff online that you understand that there is a real equation. And what you got to understand is that if you disrespect another man and you don't learn that get back, fighting, and problems will come to you, you are sadly mistaken. Disrespect anybody, ladies and gentlemen, you can expect it back. Disrespect anybody, ladies and gentlemen, a problem will hit you in your lap. In the world of manhood and ladyhood in real life, there are no rules. There are no parameters. I know it's uncomfortable. I know we live in our bubbles when we think these imaginary rules apply to certain subjects. But let me be the first one that popped that to you. There are no rules. The only rule in life is self-preservation. People's families will get tested. People's livelihoods will get championed. To receive respect, you got to give respect. Shout out to Jim on that. But everything that you try, bro, you got to know it's the consequences behind it. So if I disrespect your mama, if I disrespect you in your household, I'm at the mercy of you. You ain't got to agree with anything I'm saying, y'all. I just want to tell you that I want you to learn these things because so many people move around you and do not understand consequences of how things will come back to you. They really don't. Next up, man, thank you for tuning in for another edition of Live on Saturday. FBA's political energy is nothing short of different. In the current culture that we're in, nothing will slide. Nothing will go around. No problem, no lack of understanding, no priorities will ever go from around here. I know a lot of people don't talk about these type of things in the season that we're in because I wanted to tap in because we're snowed in on Saturday. I know all of us are snowed in, man. Some of us need a little help. You know what I mean? Some of us are going through some things. We're colded up. You hanging with your friend. We're trying to figure it out, which we all understand, right? But while you're tapping into another edition of Live, make sure you like the channel, man. And let's go ahead and dive in to some of the good stuff, man. And you know, another part of the video that I want to play to you that some creators sent me. Remember, how you treat one person will show up in how you treat another. In this video about Anton, shows you there's an underlining video on how you discriminate against another brother. Pay attention.
Then I wouldn't be giving you this information at all. What's going on?
Well, we can't communicate. You're talking
Well, good for you. I don't really care about whether or not you can. I don't care about what you're talking about, bro.
I know you don't because you're the new generation. None of you guys care what we think. Why don't you record that?
Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say.
None of your generation cares what we think. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You said that yourself, right? You're talking about being considerate, but yet you are very inconsiderate as I cannot hear what's going on.
How did you address it?
Broadcast that on the motherfucking web that I helped build.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a question?
Take care of yourself.
Can I ask you a question?
Strawberry cheesecake?
But see,
no, you can't because you can't afford my fucking time. You're a little boy compared to what I grew up in. I grew up in Hollywood, Florida. My grandfather owned that fucking corner. I grew up in Grosse Pointe, okay? On Yorkshire Street, 2 houses off fucking Jefferson. Where do you fucking live? Now you can't record. You know, your people can't hear now because I'm being considerate.
I'm gonna make you famous.
Considerate.
I'm gonna make you famous.
Make me fucking famous.
I want y'all to pay attention to the disrespect when Corey mentioned that thing about disrespecting white males. Do you see this brother being actively hostile to him and the reverence, the respect, the low-key understanding he's displaying to this individual? The agreeable side, the not checking, the hostile nature, to only responding with, I'm going to make you famous, not checking them, not energy. Shout out to you, bootleg. Ain't scared. Facts, brother. Facts. But what I'm seeing in this video, y'all, I want y'all to see it because, you know, we do our homework. Do your homework, FBJ Main boy.
James Francis, a little junior. I'm in Facebook jail right now for talking shit like this. And it's called reality. My grandfather helped build this motherfucking city. And you know what? The people who see me on this recording are gonna laugh their fucking asses off. They're gonna fucking laugh.
I'm gonna make you so famous.
Sorry for the cussing, y'all.
So fucking hard. They are.
I can smell the alcohol on your breath. So I know
I just got done drinking scotch.
I
You
can
know
tell.
what? I just got here from New Jersey.
That's why I'm taking into consideration who you are. I know that you are.
Yeah,
I know you're a
right.
drunkard.
You know,
I'm not even.
Ford. You know James D.
I don't really care about. I don't care about.
You want to overtalk? You want to be a cool man?
Look at
I
him.
was a consultant at Delphi, EDS.
The energy difference, y'all, body language, nonverbal communication is so real. The hostility he had towards Corey and the lack of reverence he's given to this drunk man that is actively in his face, cursing, swearing, and being disrespectful is eye-opening.
Ford Motor Company, General Motors, CBCC. How about that?
Anything else?
Fucking crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going back home to Florida next week. Been in New Jersey 4 months, business consulting.
What makes us not listen to old people? And I'm gonna say it in front of him because I want him to understand.
Oh, you're not, we don't do teddy bears, suckers, safe spaces, corners, and blankies, all right? You can be a man and look at my face and tell me. You don't have to look at me.
Meanwhile, he's telling us about how he's in Facebook jail, but he's so rich. Yeah, okay.
I am. No,
Anyways, the point.
For preaching the Constitution because soon.
You know, the one thing I learned from a lot of people, y'all, when you look into them and you see how to respond when other people disrespect them, tells you a lot. If you ever want to know how black persons feel, y'all, clip this right here. Get them to talk in front of a white person. If you ever want to see how a person feels, how they code switch, how they talk, get them to talk in front of a white person. I don't know what it is about the barometer with most people, but when they get in front of most white people in this country, they square up. They speak a certain way. They code switch. They talk. They linger. They react. Their messaging, their true feelings, and how they think about something honestly comes out. And in that moment, the real brother, reverence, the respect level, the energy, the talking points, what he felt truly showed up. And what it showed me is that you know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. You know what to feel and what not to feel. But when that individual got in your face in real time and was on a certain timing, you let it slide. But the performative act came out when you was at Corey's studio, when you was in Corey's grill, when you was on Corey's energy. You let him know that he was wrong. You ain't avoid it. You ain't sidestep it. You spoke how you felt and was willing to put that guy's money on the line. But what it taught me in real time was, the calculation was real, but the counter jab was not expected. What can we learn from this subject, ladies and gentlemen? Is that when you go into a battle, the money won't help you. The fame won't help you. At the end of the day, war, battle, conflict is you versus you. It's you versus another person. It's because he cares less about the opinion of white dude. I disagree. I believe he cares more because people you care less about, you are more disrespectful to. You don't respect the person that you care less about. You're more rude. You're more candid. You're more cutthroat. People that you respect their opinions, you have a certain level of reverence and grace. So I don't believe that at all. I truly don't. But as we end this part of the chapter of today's lesson, FBAs are not letting anything slide culturally, mentally, socially, issues, and personally. This next issue right here, man, really rubs me the wrong way. And I don't know what it is about New York City right now. New York City doesn't talk about their goals, their artists, their accomplishments. All they do is talk about the South, our issues, our problems. our situations. We don't hear anything about the music they're breaking. We don't hear anything about the culture they're setting. All I hear is hate this, hate that. Let me show you the video I'm talking about and why I hate this motherfucking subject. Pay attention, fair use. Shout out to Academics for getting the interview. You know, I ain't mad at him for doing his thing. Shout out to him.
You know how I go around. But what I'm saying is this. The land niggas go to the club, and I'm in the club, and they rats. How they be ratting. They never said no crazy shit about 5. All right, cool. You go to the club. They
gonna say that to this interview. I guarantee they're gonna be like, that nigga is not touching Georgia. Period.
Who gonna say that?
I don't want to call a name, but I'll make a bet. I bet a friendly 500. Somebody gonna be like, that nigga will not be in Atlanta. I'm telling you.
You really don't know what's going on.
I'm serious.
Yo, no, man. Yo, no.
Them Atlanta niggas, listen.
And my son, little baby, fucking all them niggas bitches too. How about that?
New York City rappers, culture. Well, I was thinking the opposite. I thought dude cared more about his fellow blacks than they thought about the white dudes. Respect your opinion, brother. But you don't respect anybody that allows you to disrespect you without dressing them on something. That's just man code, man law. Right here for me, y'all. New York artists, 50 Cent, not 50 Cent, I'm sorry. 6ix9ine and Fabio Foreign. You notice none of them talk about their artists and their accomplishments. You notice none of them talk about what they got going on. Zero motion. Zero accomplishments. Zero things that are going to add to the culture. What we are seeing right now, y'all, and this ties into the delineation movement. We are seeing an active and hostile alert towards black people that are standing on code. Atlanta is the mecca for culture in a lot of ways, y'all. Good, bad, or indifferent. But I notice a lot of New York cities outside of the culture are taking shots at them. A lot of artists from New York City are hating. They have nothing to stand on. They have nothing to brag about. They have zero donut, bagel, goose egg accomplishments they can mention. Zero bagel, donut, goose egg artists that they're developing. Zero bagel, donut, goose egg young artists that are coming up. Every mention, every interview is about another place in the United States. It's about what they're doing. It's about what they got motion going on. Motherfucker, where's your tapes? Why is you speaking on Atlanta culture? Where is New York City's music? Where are y'all younger artists? Where's y'all collabs? Where's anything that y'all have been developing that we can speak on? As a down south ninja, I'm tired of you mofos, bro. I'm starting to hate y'all. And I know I don't use that word, but I'm starting to hate y'all because y'all ain't adding no value to the conversation. You speaking on rats like y'all ain't got the biggest rat that snitched. 6ix9ine told on everybody in his hood. Ain't nobody say a comment on it. Few of you speak on it? Any of y'all slide? Any of y'all New York ninjas say or do anything? But y'all speaking on Gunna, though. Y'all speaking on Atlanta politics. I don't remember the New York artists speaking this publicly about it. I don't remember a lot of people speaking on what that brother did, how he's still walking around these streets, how he's still representing for y'all culture. But y'all speaking on the South. Not music, not content, not brands, not songs, not things that are coming out. I hear y'all speaking on New York and the South artists as what they ain't got going on. You know the best thing that I can say about it holistically, from my opinion? You do that because y'all don't have anything going on. New York City, drop in the chat. Name an artist under 25 in y'all city that has anything going on. Can we name one? Name me the young boy version of New York. The Rod Wave, the Yak, the Little Baby, the Gunna, anybody. Name me y'all artists that are doing any goddamn thing. I I just don't get it, man. And it builds resentment because y'all talk so bleeping much. But y'all ain't saying shit. You're that has-been football player that was good 20 years ago. Let's take it like this. Since the year 2006, name me y'all young artists that's been popping. When the last time y'all had an MVP? Most valuable player of his era. New Jersey got one. Chicago, Philly, Florida, Georgia got about 7, 8 in 20 years. Certified salute, baby. In 20 years. Name me the NYC artists we see doing any goddamn thing. But I really think it's an anti-FBA thing, undertone. Because all the artists y'all speak on that are on code, that are Black Americans, that are representing for the culture and making some around in their town, y'all only speak on them. But the artists that need to be spoken on about the political things and other issues that y'all got going on, y'all don't say shit. I'm not dumb to it. I'm not stupid to it. I'm not ignoring it. I'm just telling you with my two eyes, my two feelings, my Sun Belt, my everything that I'm thinking about. That's what I see on the culture. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the other people know. New York City, get that hate. Get back in the booth. Start producing again. Make New York City great again. Because right now, y'all got some haters. Y'all got some tethers. And y'all got people that are going against our message and how we're trying to fix our areas. And the funny thing is, man, I see videos all the time, y'all, and I'm trying to find a video today that was heartbreaking. And the video today spoke about New Yorkers coming to Florida. And they don't even understand Florida's lingo. Shout out to this video that I saw this week, y'all. Down south got a lot to say. Shout out to this video. I want y'all to hear it. Let me give it a play.
When y'all see another race, a motherfucker that's not our color, what y'all always say? Even if they Dominican, even if they Spanish, Chinese, or white, or Arab, what y'all say? Look at that what? Look at that crap. I'm trying to tell you, that's how my
y'all training young kids like that though. We don't do that.
We don't see that. See you taking it the wrong way.
Nah, because in New York we don't do that.
But y'all vote against reparations in New York. Y'all don't view it that way in New York, but a lot of New Yorkers that are white Latinos vote against reparations. What the hell are you talking about? You're trying to command this man on what he's saying about how they feel when the truth don't match up to what you're saying. Y'all do vote against black issues. Y'all do identify as white sometimes. Not all, but a lot do.
We don't do that in New York.
Fuck that video.
Y'all telling y'all kids, y'all training up y'all kids.
But they call our kids miate. They call us niggas. Oh, it's okay when you do it, but it's a problem when I do it. I got you. So you can say the slurs. You can vote against our solutions. Your parents can say things that are racially motivated to us. But this brother is teaching people of his community to identify anybody that's not him as other. Oh, it's a problem. But when you do it year after year, time after time, it ain't no issue.
Fuck y'all.
So think that we white?
Fuck them people on that video, because you tripping. You should never say that. Why would you say we raise our kids? Ain't nobody raised their kids
bro,
like that.
But they just think, but why are they thinking that? Because y'all thinking that.
No, man, that's just how it is down
But
south.
it's not like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Bro.
I've seen too many Martin Luther King shit. That's all that is. Malcolm X type shit. That's all that is.
Well, I'm far from white, okay? So I'm
people who don't have no sense will call you a cracker. People that have sense,
so what?
They won't call you no cracker.
Okay, but what y'all calling me? So you trying to say that y'all don't have no sense?
But you know, when they from, do they have the same energy when you hear the word mayate? See, the thing about stuff like that, man, it's one thing if you was policing and having that energy at all times when you heard it on your side. But we have black people online that are openly saying, we don't like the words that you say and the N word in your music. Have you ever heard you have such a much as saying on that? You are going down south as a New Yorker, trying to correct, not understanding, and ignorant to Florida's race relations. You don't know what he's experienced. You don't know what they're thinking. If that's what they call y'all and view it, you got to ask why. Not, I can't say that. Remember, we ain't nothing to slide. I didn't say it with no unity, brother. What I am saying is the energy is different now. She's asking for something to be straightened and addressed. Does she straighten and address it on the other side? That's the problem. You're asking for one way it to be when it should be a transfer of energy. Again, you are a New Yorker going to the state of Florida. Do you know their history? Do you not know that they not how they think? Do you not understand the conflict that's dealing with in their countries? Or are you saying, yo, I don't care about none of that. This is what I feel. This is what I think. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's not how it goes. Race and problems are different down south. And just because you're from the north and you're ignorant of that, it's your problem to figure it out. If I move to a community, if I move to a town, That's a good point, man. But I'm saying if I move to a town and I try to understand what's going on, I'm not going to immediately say what's wrong. I'm going to give you a great example. Brother. Follow me, y'all. Follow with me and stick with me tonight. Like, comment, share the live. I got a great video for you. And this is why you got to be careful when you speak on things. Pay attention.
One of them?
No. I have cut all my family members off my phone. Nobody. I blocked. I love my family from far. I don't belong to Zimbabwe. I belong.
This Zimbabwe USC fighter got on an interview and say, I do not belong to Zimbabwe. As a black American in this country, nothing in my spirit or energy or how I grew up would be acceptable for me to say that publicly. No matter what I go through, no matter what I'm dealing with, no matter what problems I'm facing, I'm always going to love my culture and where I'm from. But do I go against this brother because his mindset is different from a different country? No. I just understand that they are not like us. That song that Kendrick Lamar made was so real because it hit the spirit. I'm going to keep playing this video, and I want you to see the difference between a lot of immigrants and us black Americans.
To the universe. I belong to every single person that wants to take inspiration from me. If I die, I don't need to be buried in my village. That's where it is. I don't want to be buried in my village. If I die, burn my body, go throw my dust in Kruger National Park. That's my wish.
Do you ever look back and feel like you now hold the dreams of Zimbabwe, the dreams of many other African kids?
I don't belong to a certain country because I want to be free. When I'm free, I'm happy. You know, when I'm happy.
There's no way you can go on a Black American channel and talk like that. There's no way a black fighter can come from our background, our lineage, and can feel comfortable going on a voice of network on CNN talking like it doesn't represent us. I want you to think about this for a second. He made it out of his community. He said he doesn't even want to be buried back where he's from. He made it out of where his area is from and said, I do not owe them anything. If there ain't a difference culturally of how we think and how we understand, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand that no matter what black Americans go through, we can't talk like this. Your grandma gonna call you, your brother, your granddaddy gonna call you. Your daddy gonna call you and say, nigga, what's wrong with you? You represent us when you out in public. Whatever problems we got going on, we gonna figure it out. We gotta squabble it out, and I get it. But to say that you don't even belong, you don't want to be a part of the culture, that just spiritually ain't us. That just mentally ain't how we get down. And again, I could be judgmental and look through my eyes like that other brother did when he commented. But no, it's up to me to understand. It's up for me to see, that ain't me. Move about my business.
I'm dangerous, and that's what's important to me.
Some Zimbabweans will be pissed when you say you don't belong to Zimbabwe because they own you and you represent so much for so many people who have dreams and who are inspired by you?
Nobody in Zimbabwe supported me, including my own family. They didn't support me. I had this dream by myself.
And that's the difference between culturally, y'all. Even as I grew up, every black man that I was a black American that I grew up with supported me in a certain type of way. I like to tell these people all the time, especially to my youngins out there, man. You're going to have your real father, your spiritual father, your financial father, your mental father, your fighting father, your spiritual father, your confidence father, your conscious father. You will meet multiple brothers, black men in your lifetime that are going to add value to me. I had a black man teach me more how to shoot and hunt. I had a black man teach me more about financial literacy. I had another brother teach me about the confidence of speaking and what I should be doing in the industry. I had another black man teach me how to teach and champion my skills. I had another black man teach me about the values of YouTube and the add value to speak on concrete ideas. I had another brother give me advice on what content creator is and how it can be helpful with it. Every single point of my life as a black American, every single entity that I grew up in, it was a black man that actually helped me along the way. Some sisters too, right? But most of the time, I had a brother that was helping me, that was leading me, that was guiding me, that was uplifting me, that was cultivating me, that was molding me, that was moving me, that was shaping me around. I had that. I had that bit of energy. I had that bit of guidance. I had that bit of thing that helped me get to the point I was. So to hear this phenomenal fighter go on national TV and go against his village and go against other things he was saying, that is the difference I'm speaking about on how we view things.
I went after this by myself. People laughed at me when I was doing this. They say, which means like you're doing something that, leads you to poverty. You're from Africa. When you do something out of the norm, you know how it is. People call it's education, or you work and you provide. Of course, I have friends from Zimbabwe and I love them. My friends, I love them. We talk and those people support me, my friends. But when you say Zimbabwe, then you're meaning the whole country now. Even if I could, I would change my surname.
Why?
I can just be called Temba, that's it.
Brother, I agree with you. You blessed you had them. Hey, it was a blessing that I had them. And we got to understand, most black men love to teach and honor things. There's some old ninjas out there, shout out to Jason Black, but there's also a lot of black men that want to help us, y'all. There's never been a point in my life, in my young career, in my growing up career, in the point of my life, all throughout my life, and I've lived in 8 states, ladies and gentlemen, all across this country. Every time my foot transplanted, there was another brother willing to help me out and willing to guide me. Clip this. Black men support each other. I know we hear the notion that we don't. Black men support, love, honor, help, invest, lead, guide, and help each other. The notion that we don't is bullshit. You ain't got to believe me. Go out in the field. Now, we got the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Man-Mans, the TTs, the Crowder Gang. We got all that too. But it's still a respect and honor amongst each other. They ain't trying to hurt you. You can go around them and be safely. But in other communities, they ain't trying to take your life. No matter where you from, no matter where you stand, you can go to the hood, but you got to respect it. No matter what hood you go into, you have a license to go around. Ain't nobody gonna try to hurt you. Ain't nobody gonna try to take your life because you from somewhere else in this country. If they tell you that, they lying. That's not how we work. Every part of this country, every place I've been to, every hood that I've ever walked in front of, the honor and respect is among us, man. And I shared that video to share the difference between the FBA energy that we see right now, politically, socially, personally. It is different. You know why it's so different, y'all? I'm going to let you know something. We are beyond the civil rights generation. We are beyond what the elderly class think and feel. I've had more conversation with brothers that understand the meaning of uncode than I've ever had in my lifetime with. We know what we want. We're bold and transparent. We're not trying to assimilate or be in white transparency. We want our own definitions. We want our own understanding. And the way we're going to go about it, nobody's going to stop us from understanding. We champion our own rights. We champion our own feelings. We champion what we believe in because we know right now it's going to happen in the building. And why is that so important, ladies and gentlemen? It's important because we got to check stuff from other people who are not a part of our culture, who say slick shh, and I believe should not get a pass on this. Fat Joe said a lot of disrespectful things, right? We can admit that, FBA family, right? We can admit that. Let me go ahead and admit that, right? But what he said about J. Cole in this interview, I want you to watch the subtle jab again.
J. Cole, I don't look at him the same. He ain't come outside. Sometimes you tell me, Joe, you want the 100 million, this, that, you got to say the truth. I don't look at him the same. The fucking sword is dull. I don't care what he spit. Because I've been listening to him spitting. I always said he's one of the greatest. And all that is irrelevant to me when you talking all like gangster shit and they call you to the yard.
J. Cole has never talked gangster, bro. J. Cole and the word gangster has never been in his hand. In the art form of hip hop, J. Cole has been the true artistry of it, of the double side of it. He is Trey from Boys in the Hoods. He is the intellectual side of the mixed kid that grew up in the projects in the hood and the understanding. He is more tapped in because he is a Carolina boy on the culture. And that what he did on his resume doesn't blemish it. It shines it more that he had a grown man understanding of it wasn't his fight.
And you don't step outside. I can't look at you. That's like you seeing the dude who they always told you, and you always thought he was tough. And you see some other kingpin nigga, some smack his cheek off, and the nigga, my bad, and walk off.
No disrespect. Fat Joe saying the N-word will never sit well with me. Never will.
I'm keeping it a buck with you. That's how I look at this
music,
shit.
Man. The music is great.
I don't give a fuck if you.
And I'm looking at Jadakiss with a side eye. This your man? Your man saying this about J. Cole and you ain't give no pushback? Jade, I gotta look at you with a side eye too, fam. You ain't checked that? I hate to say it, y'all. That's some that New York shit. A lot of reason people don't like the New York side because y'all are too political. That's what Kendrick did when he exposed the battle with Drake. He stood on business. He made an anthem. He made it personal. He tapped into the culture with it. It's the reason why they keep saying hip hop fell off. No, it just removed away from the country guys. It just removed away from the Drake or the Drake type of fans that ain't really tapped into the culture. Y'all have zero influence in it. That's what happened. But to say that Cole fell completely off of how he acted about the battle, no, Kendrick just won. And in black culture,
told nothing.
And in black culture, let me tap that back in, y'all.
You said J.
In black culture,
see when they
losing a fade is not a bad thing.
You said J. Cole.
He lost a squabble.
I don't look.
He lost a squabble. Nobody looks bad upon you for that. Losing a fight in black culture is normal. Getting your ass beat is a thing that always happens. We ain't never run to the police about it. We don't sue a ninja. We dust ourselves off. He got the best of me. And we get back on the block. I don't try to talk about your mama. I don't go to the police on you. I don't do that in our culture, how we grew up. You lose a fight, fam. So what? It happens. We ain't grow up suing people and talking about it. When we lose the fight, we let it go. And Cole lost his fight. Kendrick is now the champion. Congratulations, Doc. But to denigrate this man's legacy and to say he ain't got no impact or pull, pay attention, y'all.
North Carolina and all that, but he caught stage fright. Supposed to come outside, man. He did.
He did, man.
All right.
He bowed out gracefully, but that don't never mean he wasn't I mean, where we come from, all call out.
What they say in the Game of Thrones, what they say, the North never forgets. Remember when the Starks come? They go, the North never forgets. Yeah, you're not waiting 6 months to let the smoke clear to come back.
But the North never produced no talent either. That ain't discussion. They ain't complaining about how the North artists ain't doing. There ain't no conversation.
Outside and talk legendary and all that. Like, it's like the North never forgets.
Into that. He just ended what he into.
All right.
Coming
from you.
Shit is crazy.
You go to war. Jadakiss go to war. Jadakiss go to war. The Locks go to war. I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm just telling you, they don't hit me as tough. You know what I'm saying? If Fat Joe talking all that Fat Joe the Gangster, there's a video of me getting my face smacked off. You ain't gonna hear Flo Joe the same. You're gonna be like, man, and that was your face smacked off in public. Was like, yo, and he said, no, I rescind it. I'm coming back. No, I didn't mean it. You know when you ride and bike and then you do the pedal backwards, the shit pedals backwards?
Roll back.
That's what he did. He rolled.
You know what I learned from this conversation right here, ladies and gentlemen? I've learned that New York people can really be obnoxious. And the reason why I say it could be obnoxious, y'all, the difference in how the South thinks and how New York City and that borough and that culture thinks is completely separate. We don't have the same ideology, same energy, same belief. There is literally no FBAs a part of their culture no more. And the reason why politically we have chose to be so different, we don't let stuff like that slide. We understand it's a difference. We understand in real time, hey, bro, it is what it is. My man didn't last out through that squabble like that. He lost the battle. He lost the war. He ain't come out on top. It happened. But we ain't going to shame him. We ain't going to demonize him. We ain't going to call him a lame. We going to say it is what it is, bro. Cole lost that fight. Skedaddle. He wasn't prepared. He got beat. But he ain't gonna never lose his title, who he was, and what he on top of the statue of that king. I can't let it laugh, linger, or rock with that, man. Next up, y'all. I want y'all to see something, and I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. African Despoiler Credit Union has chartered a credit union for African Despoiler and Black Americans. Why is it always money that needs to be united? Why is it that they always want money? Why can't it be we learn how to build with each other naturally? You feel what I'm saying? Let us have a love with each other. Let us have an understanding with each other. Let us have a unity with each other first. If I always have to give you money, build on money, donate money, give you money, build with money, give up money, it makes me question you. It really does. Anytime I see stuff like this and I see credit union, certificate money, splash with money, spend with each other in banking, I get nervous. You know why? There is no basic commonality with each other. The issues that we see going around in delineations have not been resolved. But bank with us. Give us money. We still don't like y'all, but bank with us. Give us money. I ain't doing it. And I know it's messed up. I know it is. I know it seems personal. But I cannot see underlying issues that we have not handled, and then you want me to spend money with you. I'm sorry. Delineation has changed my mindset and millennials on down. Until those issues are addressed, stop asking for financial gains. Stop asking for financial benefits. The credit union, it sounds nice, but speak on the real problems. Speak on the real politics. Speak on the real issues that are going on among us right now. Acting like spending money with each other will make it go away, it's more disrespectful. And you know why it's more disrespectful? Because there are real problems going on right now. And until these real problems are addressed, I ain't spending shit. Y'all, we had a NBA game shift. Minnesota is in crisis mode, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've been keeping up on national news, on national halfway, but for an NBA game time slot to be changed, that's nuclear level. I want y'all to pay attention.
Yeah. So the question is, what's the National Guard doing right now? So we have been on state active duty for over a week. So we've had soldiers prepared in the metro area to respond in a much rapid manner than if they were not mobilized. So we have a request from the Hennepin County Sheriff to support them, and that is to help them free up additional resources for other work that they need to do. And we have started coordinating with them this morning on that, and that first area of support will be assisting them with their requirement to provide security to the Whipple building. So we'll be helping them there. And then we are in parallel planning with other organizations within the state of Minnesota to include the State Patrol, the Minnesota DNR, and other local agencies to render assistance if requested.
Can you say how many are now employed?
I would say that the number that we have is adequate for the requests that we have right now. And I will also tell you that we are bringing more resources that will be able to respond in a timely manner that are not fully mobilized yet, but we are mobilizing more soldiers as we talk at this time. I'd like not to get into specific numbers for an operational security standpoint, but right now we have all the resources to meet the requests that we have.
I would note on this one too that we'll be billing the federal government for the cost of the National Guard because they are incurring the costs that are falling on us by their reckless actions. Yes, sir.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've been keeping up with national news, but the state of Minnesota is in crisis mode. You had an active governor sit on TV and nationally say, we're going to build the federal government. I'm going to give this picture, Tim Walz. And we have to have the government step in because someone's life was taken. I got to speak on this because I truly believe that it's a scary time that we're in. But I remember when Black Americans were in the street, ladies and gentlemen, when the Trayvon Martin, the Freddie Grays, the Philando Castiles, the Breonna Taylors, the George Floyd, the Freddie Brown, the Mike Brown, the Tamir Rices were in the streets, and we spoke about these issues with unmarked shootings. And they were not handled up to the nature in which they needed to be. And so now we see the escalation hurt the dominant society. The reason why we haven't seen many Black people speak on these current issues, ladies and gentlemen, because we understand that you didn't want to address them then. If you didn't want to address the issues when they were hot, when they were emotional, when they were affected others, how do you expect anybody to feel that other way with it? I'm nowhere near saying it's okay. We understand that, right? But we have an open governor saying, I'm going to build a federal government. What? That's not what you say. Right now, they moved the damn NBA game. Switch the days? That lets me know how serious it is. It is more going on down there than we know. The protest, the radicalization, all those things we seeing happening in Minnesota. Minnesota's ground zero to a lot of other things that maybe have not came out yet. The George Floyd protest about a Black American that happened 6 years ago. Since then, it's on everyone else. So when they ask these questions, how do you feel about it? I feel the same way we've always felt, that it's a problem. But right now, in Black American FBA culture, we are choosing to stay on the course on our main issues and our main problems. It's a tragedy. It's sad. I hope the family of that he or she is laid to rest peacefully. But we have to stay the course because these issues are not going to go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And We're not protesting. You do not see black people in this country saying anything. What can you say? But it's scary to see a whole city get blocked off like that. It's scary to see a little bit of press coverage come out about this issue. It's scary to see people speak about it, but literally it was a quietly of a game being changed, and that was it. I haven't seen any pictures of the gentleman, any pictures of the officer, the raid that happened. It's been very little of anything. And you know why it makes you really nervous, ladies and gentlemen? It's because we've seen it happen over and over and over again. But what we do know that we see happen over and over again is that we've seen a shift amongst FBAs in our political strategy. And the reason why it's funny, man, you know, I watch all the big guys and see it, man. But the elder generation among us, y'all, truly does not understand how differently we think. And I believe this gentleman's name is Roland Martin. And I try to watch it, but it's truly crazy how you look at TV, black ideologies, and what the net and what the young people are saying. And I want to play this video because I just want you to observe. Then I'm going to give my commentary about this brother.
So it's like, if y'all want to play the game of trying to be vehemently anti-immigrant like the white folks, all you're doing is hurting yourself.
Absolutely.
And trust me,
when you
and
look at
they're
this-
going to be real mad. I just said that. So they're going to come all the videos, but they can all kiss my ass. Go ahead.
But certainly when you think about also the children, people like myself who are.
You know, the one thing I noticed immediately, y'all, he might not even understand that when you say disrespectful like that to a black man or people now, we don't listen to you. That comment, that head nod, that brothers don't respond to that generation now. You think I'm responding to those issues about what you feel, but you don't speak on any black issues?
Born of black folks born outside. Now all of a sudden you get to 1 in every 5 black people being either a foreign-born black person or child of a foreign-born black person. That does not include my son. Shout out to him, turned 30 yesterday. And so now you have a 3rd generation of folks, right?
No, hold on. I want to stay right there. Because that's pretty important. So what you're saying, and again, this is the thing that these people.
Your son and you will tell me that y'all ain't black. I went to a HBCU. I heard a lot. I'm not black, I'm this. I'm not this, I'm this. So that 5-card Molly game that you had, we just flipped the table over and said, forget it. So you telling us what you think and what you feel, but the energy is different now. The mentality, what we're going about is completely different.
This is when you're stuck on stupid and you don't pay attention.
And when you insult people that you don't know and the younger audience hears you call people stupid, they don't listen to you, sir. They don't. You call people stupid, you call people names, you call them stuck on stupid. That anger, that disparaging tone that you hear that a lot of our mothers said, black males are very sensitive to that. We don't want to hear that shit. I'm immediately like, who is this cat, bro? You don't represent me. Nah. That church, that colloquial sound, turn it off.
So I'm just going to use, so you take Eric Holder, who was the Attorney General, Barbados. You take Colin Powell. You take Shirley Chisholm. I can go Stokely Carmichael. I can go Harry Belafonte. I can name a whole host of folk today that when you start, Wes Moore.
When you hear this type of stuff, y'all, as being a younger black American, it feels so disconnected. I wonder if he even understands that stuff. You naming all these people that none of us listen to. Everybody that you gave us has a 0 internet presence. Nobody that they mention speaks on hardline issues. Who listens to Wes Moore? Come on now. We know that he played the game. We saw that reparations coming. He can't get past that, bro. You got to speak on that. But for you to bump your chest and say disrespectful tone rolling, man, nobody trying to hear that shit.
Governor of Maryland. So, and they love yelling tethers. So the number you just gave, so what you're
Tether means international coon or sambo, y'all. That's all it means. A tether is a word to identify as somebody that goes against our notion and our ideology that's from a foreign nation. It's the same word as sambo. Tether has a good word of meaning. It allows you to mean something quick and we can identify. That is something within FBA culture. To sum up words, to know what they mean, and to quickly select what something is.
saying is that 20% of African Americans,
even using that term African Americans out to date, we don't call each other that.
Are children of Black immigrants. You said 1 in 5.
What I'm saying is 20%. 1 in 5 are
It's not 1 in 5.
either foreign born, so they're either Shirley Chisholm and Kwame Ture, right, born outside this country, or they're children of people born outside this country, such as myself, such as Wes Moore, some of the other names.
I want y'all to pay attention to something. All of that stuff about the few, nothing was mentioned about the majority. Nothing was mentioned about what the majority wants. Nothing was mentioned about what the majority said. Nothing was mentioned about what the majority is going after. All I heard you say and mention was how you feel, how you felt, what you thought, what you believe. I didn't hear one person mention, say, or go into Black issues. And the reason why y'all are so out of touch with the younger Black people is that, man, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear our issues at the forefront. The economy, the housing market, the housing situation, the money that's being affected, the lack of stagnant wages. That is at the forefront of issues we care about. As someone that is in that class that has a household that makes good money, why is it so hard to buy something? Why do cars cost this much? You're telling us about immigration. Don't nobody give a damn about that. We care about the money, the resources, the cost of living, and how we should be living now. I don't care about what's going on over there. I care about my current issues that's in front of me and what I'm facing. You telling me about what you care about for your substandard life and how you want to live shows me that you don't have my best interests at heart. And you don't have my best interests at heart, and that's cool. But don't say I need to ride for you. Don't say I need to go what you're saying. Your message and my message do not align. I accept it. But moving forward, this is our permanent direction. Our direction is reparations, a Black crime bill, being more politically astute, knowing what local elections hold truth. That is the narrative that we are focused on wholeheartedly. Anything else away from that, we're not responding. The FBA political energy is not something that I just feel. I just love talking about it because I love the intellectual discourse. But we got to understand, it ain't going nowhere. What we talking about ain't moving. You ain't got to like it, but you need to get your ass out the way. All these tired conversations about multiple things will not have a bearing or issue. We are questioning everything and everything we do. You know, the people that we need to give reverence and fight for are the ones that I'm going to give flowers to. R.I.P. to the legendary Gladys West this week. If you do not know who Sister West was, let me let you watch it.
GPS pioneer. All women say they want a good man.
Sorry about that.
And GPS pioneer and mathematician Gladys West has died. Her calculations helped produce extremely accurate modeling of the Earth's shape, laying the foundation for modern global positioning system technology. West was born in rural Virginia during segregation. In 1956, she was hired as a computer programmer at a Navy base in Virginia, where she was one of only 4 Black employees. Her work went largely unrecognized for years, though she was later acknowledged as one of the hidden figures of the era. Despite being considered the mother of GPS, West said she still preferred using a paper map when driving. Gladys West was 95 years old.
R.I.P. to the legendary Miss West. Miss West was the mother of the GPS system, y'all. We have so many hidden figures and hidden talents that we have that have never gotten their just due in this country. And the reason why I like to point these stories out, because number one, we got to highlight our own figures, man. We got to highlight, we got to celebrate, we got to love, we got to check on them. Did you know that Mrs. West was so iconic in what she did? Everything on your Google Maps and your phone, she did. She laid the foundation. She laid the work. She started the GPS movement. So anytime moving forward that you start to use that technology, you start to respect that positioning system, you start to go into how that positioning system has changed your life, I want you to remember, shout out to you, man. R.I.P. to the Queen, Mellow, Red. I agree with you, brother. Shout out to her, man. Most people don't understand it. We don't give the flowers when they do, but whenever I see the stories or hear about our iconic figures, you best believe I'm going to give them their flowers, man. And this R.I.P. to her. I hope you enjoy the other side and you rate peacefully, Miss West. And I hope you know that I loved you. I appreciated your work. And your young'uns after us will continue to champion your sound and what you believed in, Miss West. We appreciate it. You know what else we got to go on to, what we appreciate in this country, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are starting to have an on-cold discussion about something else that always bothered me, y'all. Y'all remember growing up that whole colorism discussion? Colorism it has an effect on us. We got to talk about it. It is an issue that we see going on. You know what hit me between the eyes this week? Right here, y'all. Right here in the temple. It was never us. Green Crown, what you talking about? It was never us. It was never us. You know, it's always been a preference, you know. I want a light-skinned woman, right? I want a light-skinned guy. But it's never been to that point in narrative that I was willing to bleach my skin, that I was ever willing to buy it for myself. I've never met a Black American man in my lifetime that ever said they was going to bleach their skin to change their outcome of look. I would see it amongst other countries. I would see it amongst other communities. But then when I started to look behind the curtain, oh, that is their internal battles that you bring over here. Most people that come from foundational Black American homes don't even have this discussion. My lady dark skin, my mama chocolate. I never even looked at it as it was a big deal. But I've learned that some of the problems that people have, they bury on the umbrella of blackness, and it's not something that we even talk about. Think about this for a second, FBA brothers. When have you ever met a Black man that bleached his skin? A Black American man. When have you met one that literally wanted to change his skin tone to change the likeness? That is not something among us. If you told me that I need to bleach my skin, I would look at you crazy. I would never mentally think in my mind that that even matters. I would never hear another man tell me, man, you should bleach your skin to be different. What? Why would you do that? Either you got it or you don't. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The harder the cracker, the harder the fruit. All those sayings, all those analogies, I'm Black and I'm proud. Those are something that always been around us. But when I heard this discussion, y'all, I want you to think about this and just listen right quick about the foreign discussions.
I was probably maybe.
I can't even play the video because it got music on it, y'all. I'm sorry. But what she was talking about was that in her lifetime, she heard and saw her family members doing it. And discussion came from a Caribbean household. So it made me think, was it always a Caribbean discussion? Was it always something that we had implemented? I know the women have a different experience, y'all. I'm not going to go against that, right? But among the fellas, I don't care if you're a dark-skinned, light-skinned brother. You a judge by what you produce. It doesn't matter to us. And I cannot speak for the ladies. Let me go ahead and put that out there. I'm not going to do that. But among the fellas, I don't care. If you a brother, you still got to show your worth and do. You don't get credit based off your damn skin tone. I don't care. I care about what you do. I care about your character, your honorability, your skill set, and what you bring to it. Not what you look like. What does it matter? But then I had to pause, sit back, look and listen. Among other colors, that has much more of an opinion. King Crowder, you can't be ignorant about it. It is your job to learn, unlearn, and relearn things. So I had to, unlearn what affected me and learn how they affected others. Oh. This problem may not be among us, but it is among others outside of my community. Oh. It's a deflection tactic. Deflection means I'm going to throw it on you when I don't have the answer for it or I don't have a lack of understanding. Oh. Instead of the real problems that we need to address, we switch and turn the issue. Oh. Other people from outside of our communities are willing to even entertain conversations like this with people who say disrespectful things. Pay attention.
You're saying that you would want the America to be
majority
white.
Majority white.
You want them to be majority white. If you had, and this was what was interesting, if you had a black person who met your criteria standard wise and character wise and spiritually, that you would discourage your daughter from marrying this individual.
I want you to think about this for a second, y'all. Most black men from our community don't even care to have this type of conversation. But then I have to pivot back, y'all, and I got to think, they're not a part of our community. Why are you seeking the acceptance from a man that's saying he wouldn't date your daughter even if he was qualified? Why are you even talking about that? Why are you wasting your time? Oh. When you see things like this, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. When you see people like us having conversations like this with the other individuals, they're not a part of us. That should be a quick indicator symbols. I'm going to let it finish playing, but I want you to catch it.
Not in a vacuum. If we're not in isolation, then ordinarily, for every black man who would fit my criteria, currently, right now, let's just be honest, for every black man who would meet my theological criteria, heritage criteria, all those kind of things, moral criteria, behavioral criteria, he's upstanding, for every black man like that, there would be at least 20 white men.
So, but why would you discourage against the black?
Why are you even saying but what? Why would you want their son to be in an environment with a stepfather or a father who is potentially thinking like that? You said what you felt, bro. I respect it. You were heard. I don't want my son, my nephew, my cousins, anybody to go into a family dynamic like that. You think the way you think. Why is it more conversation? Why am I trying to change your mindset? Why am I approaching like I even got to waste my time with it? You said how you felt. You felt how you felt. I respect it. Moving on.
One who meets your
because
standard.
If both options are viable, there are 20 white men who fit the bill and one black man who fits the bill, then all things being equal, I would prefer for my grandchildren to look like me.
And that is completely fine for him to feel that way, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be the first to tell you that. I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine with him wanting his preference, seeking his preference, having a preference that he wants to do with his family, having all of that. I want the same thing. What I have a problem with is why are we having discussions, seeking clarity, seeking understanding from people who are clearly hell-bent on misunderstanding you. You told me how you felt, Pastor. I heard you. Conversation over. Why are we then proceeding to say, what if your daughter, hey, if that's what he choose, bro, you don't need to procreate with that. Teach your son to go after someone that's going to love him for him, not someone that's going to grow up in a toxic environment, don't know what love is. Do you think an individual that grew up like that tells you something like that goes up in a loving environment? I don't want my kids around them. Go over there and be in your world. Just don't be around me. Now, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to watch you. I know the thought process of how you think is always through the lens of war. Shout out to Neely Fuller. But I'm going to move correctly. Why are we spending our time? I wish black women realize that how white women discuss each other's lineage and their home. We need to hear it more. I'm serious. I agree with you, D. I agree with you, Divine. For sure on that. It's just a waste of time. I heard what you think, bro. But once you understand that as a lineage conversation, y'all, move on. Stop trying to change mine. Stop trying to gain clarity. Stop trying to get understanding. I want you to hear, listen, observe, and pivot. Don't waste more than 20 minutes on anybody that is purposely trying to misunderstand you. Why is that so important, ladies and gentlemen? It is so important to me personally because we have a million things on our table that we could be worrying about. We have a million things on our table that are important. We have real life issues that need to be discussed. We have real life problems and preferences. But when I see, and this is going on to other issue right here, y'all, people posting things like this on dating apps now. Shout out to y'all. If you didn't know, I'm giving you game. On dating apps now, the culture has gotten so blatant that they're purposely saying, I'm willing to date anything but black. The amount of people that are saying it's wrong is shocking to me. Why is it wrong, y'all? I'm not saying why is it wrong and like that, y'all. What I am saying is that why would you want to date someone like this that already thinks like this? You show me how you felt, brother. Cool. Why are we going back and forth with it? You show me how you feel. Ladies, you show me how you feel. You tell me what your preference is. Honor their preference. Why are you wasting time trying to convince someone to like you? And this is an issue for the fellas, man. This ain't for the ladies. This ain't for the ladies. This is for the fellas right here. Once somebody tells you they don't rock with you, why do you continue to go after it? If your preference is everything but black, cool. Changing your ethnicity, changing your preference, altering who you are is a sign of desperation. If the dating game has become this wicked, let me let you see it in 4K. If every other ethnicity is preferable except yours, I don't know how much more desperate you can be, bro. Number one, in my opinion, dating apps can be desperate already, but I ain't no judgment. No judgment. But to say I'm willing to alter how I look and how I go about it to become a preference to another individual's, I don't know how low the bar can be, man. And again, these type of subjects got to be talked about. But the main reason it got to be talked about because the amount of people that are going after it saying that's what a loving relationship looks like. That's the preference that I want to seek after and go with. That's the things I want to talk about or go into with. You look crazy, man. What you need to understand is in love, is in compassion, as in everything else we do, politics is actively involved. In the new energy, the new discourse, the new direction we're going into, everything must be addressed. Politically, relationshiply, emotionally, everything tends to have a consequence. And remember, y'all, ain't nothing sliding. Ain't no consequences going. Ain't nobody learning nothing and we ain't gonna show. Everything must be meant on the table. And as I continue to go around another edition of Live on Sunday, man, this one is going to be a little wiry. But I thought it was something that is interesting. I meant to get in my conspiracy bag. I'll be honest. This is a little bit of the conspiracy bag, y'all. But I thought this was a phenomenal conversation about the world we're in. Pay attention.
To say they went to the moon. Yeah. As you said, back then, everyone took it for face value. Yeah. Because you just saw it on TV. Yeah. But today, people are using their brain now, intelligence, and they're looking at it and go, that doesn't make sense. Where's all the stars? How did they come back? How did they think about this? Who was filming it to watch them arrive on the moon? Yeah.
No, but they can.
No, but
technology.
I know, but what I'm saying is, going back what you just said about face value, I'm saying face value, you're not thinking of it like that. You're just thinking they're watching someone land on the moon. But like somebody would have to go to the moon, get the camera set up and wait for them to arrive. It's just like the picture with Jesus and the disciples. Who took the picture? Who set them up to sit in a particular way?
It was painted.
So, right, this is what I'm saying. So when you start asking these questions, you start looking into it. And then the scientists start going, yeah, but there's no blast, get them to lift off to come back to the planet. And that's just one example. You can look at anything they've told you in the last 6,000 years, which was you took it on face value, like God.
But
that is such a deep conversation by that brother, y'all. When you think about all the things back in the day, man, leave it in the comments that we might have learned that are crazy now. I'm going to give you the first one that comes to my mind. Remember the food pyramid, y'all? Remember what they told us you needed to eat? Milk, dairy, eggs, and meat every day. People look at me like I'm crazy that are younger because their food pyramid has changed. But remember back in the day when we were taught to eat milk, dairy, and heavy food products every single day. There's a lot of things that we were taught back then that with current knowledge that we took at face value that just don't make no damn sense. And as they use the analogy of the moon landing, I'm a reader, y'all. We didn't have T-cable back in my house growing up. We didn't have a lot of, things that kept us going. So I always had the luxury of just going in to read stuff. And the amount of things that you unlearn in books is amazing. The first thing I unlearned was a book by James Lowe, Lies My Teacher Taught Me, was the real side of slavery. Sundown Towns, the real side of history, the amount of things that we were not taught. Your mind will forever be changed. You will learn that everything that we were taught needs to be questioned. So I bring this as I close on today's lessons to say, in about 5 years, man, or a time from now, what will you continue to question? What will you think differently now that you didn't a while back from now? What do you point of view when you wake up every day, ladies and gentlemen, and you go through your life, and I hope you continue to live life successfully and happily. What is something different that you do than you did 10 years ago? Think about it. The FBA Energy is not letting anything slide. Not no fake knowledge, not no fake resources, not no fake accomplishments, not no fake understanding of who's going about it. Everything that we see currently is of us, is by us. And most importantly, you got to prove it, you got to stamp it, and you got to have an understanding, man. As I get ready to close this live on Sunday, man, I want to go ahead and tell you about the raffle of mine that is still going. If you do not know, your boy will be giving away $350, $350 to one of my loyal subscribers. The basic entry rules are subscribe, watch my playlist, share, comment, and comment on the easy tag on my rules on my Instagram. I will be giving it away February 8th. The 2nd February of my live on Sunday, I will be giving away that money to one of my people. I'm a man of my word. I gave away another raffle because y'all have helped me live the way I want to live, Crowder Gang, and I want to make sure I give it back to you the way you have invested in me. Next up, we do have trade day loading. I will have that information. My gender reveal, my baby shower, whole list of things that we will have going, man, that I want to experiment and share with y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in on Saturday. I know we don't have as easy of a rocking chat as we normally would, but I want to appreciate everybody that came through. I hope you stay dry on this cold, dreary, windy Sunday. The reason why I did it today, because I do have to travel most likely for work tomorrow on a work seminar that we will have to get into, and I wanted to make sure I got to tap in and see my people. Remember, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, call them, check on them. Make sure you comment on them and make sure they see what else they got going on, man. Make sure you do that, please. If none other things, do it for me. Hit all the rules one more time. Clip it, screenshot it. Follow the Instagram. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is your greatest host in your universe, King Crowder. Call your family. Check on your loved ones. And most importantly, have fun. Heat on, water dripping, and survive the storm. Thank you, Crowder Gang. Until next time.